let's click start recording. Welcome back, YouTube audience, for the CLG FC episode 252. It is day 125 here on the Twitch. Day 125 of CLG FC. And great to have you all along. We've had a big win over Hanley, 2-0. That was in the FA Cup. We're into the FA Cup first qualifying round now. When is the actual... That was the preliminary round. When's the first qualifying round? Because it says second round draw. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue on. Whatever. Is whatever. Whatever, ever. Whatever, ever. We got 4 days to go until Glossop North End. U18 Division 3 Northwest. That was a 3-2 loss. Then we got Tranmere Rovers coming up as well. We got the Division 3 Cup as well. Division 3 Cup North draw for the U18s. Right. Don't forget, we got the schedule pinned. Currently, tomorrow is the return of the longest save. We'll probably play up the 3 matches up until the league splits in half in Korea, because the league splits after 33 games. Apply advice. Here we go. The Emirates FA Cup first qualifying round draw. 268 teams. Here we go. It starts with Crew Kern Rangers hosting Truro or Lifton. Tavistock will take on Norton Fitzwarren. Bognor Rains has made it all the way through with us. They'll host Southall. Taunton Town hosting Beer Albion. Deeping Rangers will host Buxton. North Ferriby will host Albion Sports. I believe Buxton came all the way through with us as well. Rochester United will host Welling. Alfreton will host Kidsgrove. Flackwell Heath or Tring Athletic will host Hungerford. Bromsgrove Sporting will host Halloween or Haleswyn. Dagenham and Redbridge will host Gleb or Folkestone. Seaham Red Star hosting the Barlick Wanderers. Carlisle City or Hyde will host the Tarleton Corinthians. Silsden will host Earlham Steel Rangers. Leeds Athletic will host Wickham. Yate host Weston Supermare. Ramsgate will host Broadbridge Heath or Tooting Beck. Basingstoke will have Fleet Town. Hollins and Blair are going to host Mersham. Oh, what a goal. We are at home against Girlston. Redditch United will have Walsall Wood. Salisbury will take on Eastline. Hornchurch host Edgware and Kingsbury. Benfleet will host Hayes and Yetting United. Taunton and Ealing or Hythe and Dibden will host the Jersey Bulls. Bexhill United will host New Haven. Southport hosts Leek. Christ the King hosts Boldmere St. Michael's. Wisbech Town will host Stalybridge. Bridgewater and Albion or Witheridge will host Helston Athletic. Ware or Hitchin host Milton Keynes Irish or Sun Sports. Concourse hosts Barking or Snodland Town. Harborough hosts Heather St. John's. Hattersley will host Boodle. Stocksbridge or Darwin hosts Chorley. Spennymoor Town will host Knaresborough Yown or Knaresborough Town. Horsham hosts Ebbsfleet. East Greensted Town hosts Langley. Real Bedford will host St. Nots. Rochdalians will host FC United of Manchester. AFC Rushden and Diamonds host Heaton Stannington. Ascot United will host Cornsham Town or Colne Town. Chessington and Hook United will host Erith and Belvedere. Chichester will host North Warnborough. Ensham SSC will host Brackley. It's Ensham Sports and Social Club hosts Brackley. Maidentown or Cinderford hosts Stratton United. Bridgewater United hosts Sherborne Town. Heacham hosts Bradley. Pinchbeck United or Briston will host the Armthorpe Welfare. Apley Bridge hosts Stafford Town. Cleesthorpe or Ashby Ivanhoe will host Bournemouth or Hucknall. Billingham Synthonia will host Mickleover. Sheppey United host Herne Bay. St. Albans City, they're going to host Colney Heath or St. Margaret's-Bury. Rushall hosts the Docking Rangers. FC Halifax Town will host Addingham or Guysborough Town. United Services Portsmouth or Devizes Town will host Farnborough. West Didsbury and Chorlton will host Campion. Lancing hosts Leatherhead. Roman Glass St. George hosts Gissop's Cleeve. Mildenhall Town hosts Stanton. Alvechurch hosts Droitwich Spa. Cheshunt or Kings Langley will host Holbridge. Leamington. Where did I see that? Hold on. Oh, sorry. Ashton will host Leamington. Market Drayton or Sherwood Colliery will host Sleaford Town. Brightlingsea Regent or London Colney will host Spartans Youth. Mangotsfield United will host Westfields or Chippenham. Bury hosts Warrington Town. Feversham will host Slough Town. VCD, who is VCD? VCD Athletic will host Hampton and Richmond. G&G Oadby Town will host Farsley Celtic. Erith Town will host Pagham. Colliers Wood United will host Dulwich Hamlet. Redbridge or Hoddesdon Town will host Hemel Hempstead Town. Bedlington Terriers will host Clifton All Whites or Barwell. Hadley United will host Lakenheath Casuals. Milton hosts Peterborough Sports or Yorkshire Amateur. Coventry Sphinx will host Romulus. Bedford or Buckingham will host Hinston. Coggenhoe United or Hebburn will host Corby. Carshalton will host Crawley Down Gatwick or Cobham. Old Stratfornians host North Allerton Town. Harwich and Parkeston will host Barton Rovers or Chesham United. Hashtag United or Burgess Hill will host Sutton Common. Guiseley will host Stockport Town. Tadcaster hosts Stratford. Felixstone hosts Haringey. Beaconsfield or Heybridge will host Baldock Town or Halstead Town. Brimscombe and Thrupp will host AFC Winkfield. Gosport hosts Mells and Vobster or Havant and Waterlooville. Grays or Crowborough Athletic hosts South Park. Tenterton Town hosts Windsor or Cray Valley. Rugwick will host Lewes. Nuneaton Borough or Loughborough United hosts Darlington. Frimley Green will host AFC Portchester. The Broughton Amateurs host Abacus Media. Gloucester hosts Abbeymead Rovers or Swindon Supermarine. Thame United hosts Slimbridge or Risborough Rangers. New Salamis will host Shalford St. Peter's. Loxwood hosts Melksham Town. Steddingtown hosts Dealtown. Billericay will host Walthamstow or Saffron Walden. Radcliffe hosts Watlington Sports and Social Club or Holmbridge. Ashford Middlesex will host Holmesdale or Barstead. Stead, Haywards Heath hosts Epsom, and Ewell Shepstead hosts Red Carn Town or Hannertown. Henrun Gate Athletic hosts Potter's Bar. Walton and Hersham host Bedfont Sports. Mostyn Brook, who's in our division, hosts Selston. Cambridge City will host Newmarket Town or Solheim Town Rangers. Colville hosts Newark Town. And lastly, Sir Tom Finney will host Hull United. One FA Cup for Sir Tom Finney. One First Division Cup. One Integro League Cup. 8 division titles as well. And there's your FA Cup draw. We got our match versus Gorleston. It's just Gorleston, not Gorleston Town. It's just Gorleston. Yeah. When is that match? It's like 2 weekends away. Yeah. Right. Oh, oh, that's what you wanna be, is in the nightlife. Who doesn't remember this track? Come on now. Hey. Come on now. Kim English, Nightlife, absolute classic. That's a 90s anthem, that. Right, we got 3 days to go until the fixture. We also have the U18 Division 3 Cup North draw. That's fine. This is fine. That's fine. Ooh, Frank and Joe Jones have had improvement. That's basically it. Okay. Where I wanna be. Oh, it's back, baby. Leagues in focus. It's back. When did they play? There it is. Are they done this shit? Yeah, Vancouver won. Oh no. Pumas has got Portland. Okay, so they're almost done Leagues Cup. We'll go back with Leagues in focus in a week then. Right, we're going to tick over into Tuesday. I'm wondering where this draw is going to be. This U18 Division 3 North draw. Oh, oh. Do you da da da? The only thing I haven't done today yet is catch up on Blue Sky. Yeah, that's 100% true. About St. Louis City. That's funny. Somebody said something about the Union Stadium. I'm like, that's so true, and that's so funny. Uh, we had 27 shots last night, and I didn't even realize we had 27. Right, we're 6-5. Glossop North End are 2-1. The draw 5-2. Pre-match press conference. Let's kick this off with the first question from Nathaniel Kane at the non-league paper. Things are going well. I don't think I believe it's my place to comment on other teams. Right. 3 games in the league today. We'll go over their results as well. Boop. Right, Buxton hosting West Didsbury and Chorlton. It was Guy's 40th minute penalty that was the only score of the occasion. West Didsbury and Chorlton win and take all 3 points. They'll actually leapfrog us, although we have a game in hand that we're about to play. Marston Brook hosting Bradley. Big matchup there. Morris's 32nd minute strike for Bradley, canceled out by Nicholson's 39th minute strike. They split the points there, 1 apiece. Stafford hosting Old Stratfordians. Eastwood in the 20th minute got Old Stratfordians the lead. Stafford in the 68th leveled it for them, and the struggling Stafford sides picked up 4 points out of their last available 6 to climb up to 16th. The one thing I'm interested, yeah, he's still there, Neil Atkins. I could be that. I could be this. I could be that. Right. Glossop North End in 13th place. We're currently sitting 6th in the league. We'll see how we fare. Okay. Right. Does that put a promise? Yes. He's not going to be a quality goalkeeper anyway. But if we are going to loan him, he needs to play. I think that's pretty fair to say. Right, Glossop North End, here we go. Cannot wait till the transfer window closes. Right. A lot of matches today in the league. He's back to full training in 3 days. We will have him back for the Bainber Bridge match. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Save the game. We're going to get into it. Oh, I didn't realize Kevin Sullivan went over to England to play preseason with Man City. I had no clue that happened. No clue that happened. I didn't even think he was allowed to. Why? That's amazing. Wow, I didn't know that. I just found out something new about Japan. You can actually pay for online purchases with cash. That's nuts. The fact that they have that is crazy. That's crazy. You can pay for online purchases at a store with cash. Wow. In China, is that not normal? No. In China, you can pay with your palm. Welcome back, Pat Woods. Good morning, sir. I hope you're well. For those that don't know, there's a lot of artists that got swept up on a website that basically um, the website sells. You can go there if you're a small. There's places you can go to pay your bills and shit. Use that. That's not a thing here at all. I used to buy Steam games with and pay with cash. Yeah, that's not a thing at all. I think the main thing is, and it's true. The tweet says, or the post. Let me go back to it real quick. I didn't even see that. Wow. It's important to acknowledge that the reason why Mastercard or Visa has such a stranglehold on American society is because cash is not the main form of payment in the United States. The predominance of the card has effectively privatized currency. So, yeah, they stopped doing it though. Yeah, no, like I just realized the tag is a tag. There's so much room for counter and leaky defense. This is our meme tactic, Pat Witz. This is not a serious tactic whatsoever. Um, but I've run this tactic for 252 games, so I'm not gonna this one in FM24 I'm not gonna change anytime soon. Um, So the crazy thing is they say that what you can do is you can add whatever games, movies, books, art that you want to your cart, right? And when you go to checkout, you select uh, you select cash payment at this vendor or whatever this vendor site is called, right? And then the vendor emails you a barcode. You then take the barcode to a cashier. They will scan it. The cashier cannot see what you're purchasing, what you're actually buying, and then you just hand the cashier the money. He gives you the change, and that's it. I'm like, that's amazing. There's a website that got caught up. For those that don't know, looks interesting though. It's kind of crazy. It's stupid, but it's funny. Um, which is why we do. Which is why we run it. But for those that don't know, there was a website that sells art. by any small artist. It's like an Etsy for art, right? Anybody can make art and go on there and sell their art, right? Well, you have to label what your art is, right? So like art about nature, is labeled for that, and then you can search for all the nature, and there's a section of it that is obviously graphic material, we'll just say, and a small religious-based group has petitioned Visa and MasterCard to stop accepting payments to that website because they sell graphic material on it. And Visa and MasterCard has sent basically a cease and desist to those websites saying, if you don't remove this material, we will not accept payments from them. So a lot of artists are trying to fight back, and by, I don't want to say harassing, but calling Visa and MasterCard to say, hey, it's not right. You should accept the form of payments. And I'm a libertarian at heart, so I tend to agree with that. I don't think a card payment processing company should have a say in what you can or cannot purchase. As long as it's a legal purchase, as long as it's a legal purchase, I think the credit card processing company should be made to push the purchase through, because the agreement is between buyer and seller. That's the only transaction of goods that takes place should be between buyer and seller. It should not be with an agreement of a payment card, card processing company. So that's the battle that's going on right now. And there's a lot of Canadians who have come out and said, yeah, actually my art's been swept up by this because I'm not able to sell it now because it's an American website, and Visa and MasterCard are pulling payment types off this. So even though they're Canadian and they have no, they're not even, the laws don't affect them or whatever, because it's American companies that are bickering over it. They're getting swept up in it, and they're losing sales. And it's like, well, these are people trying to support themselves. Now you're taking livelihoods away. That's what I don't like about it. It's like now you're affecting people's ability to sustain themselves because you're taking away their right to sell their art. Whether you agree with the content of that art or not should not be relevant. They have a right to sell it. Right, we're going to mark Jordan James. They've made 4 changes. We are 4-0-1. They are 2-1-2 in their last 5 games. We're going to pause the music because we got our walkout song. So we got the league. Welcome back, Pats. We've made progress in the league. We've won both our opening FA Cup games, the extra preliminary round and the preliminary round. So we're into the first qualifying round that's coming up. If you carry on your last performance, we'll do well. Let's go. All right. Elliott Swallow, 1 match, 2 yellows. They're in a 4-4-2. Winner 4-1-1-3-1. Here we go. Spraps, what a steal! Right off the kickoff. How do you allow the kickoff to get stolen? How do you let the kickoff to get stolen, bro? What the fuck? Oh, can't quite get. That's gonna go out for a throw. Konikun, Parks, back for Konikun. Sheamus, probably offsides. Offsides. I die for a crusade. Right. Early on, Taylor cuts inside with the ball. Good to, get that Parks. Parks, bro. That's right into the hands of Heinrich. No changes in roles. I just want to add team instructions to make it work better. If you want, I can throw some in. No, I'm good. I'm not really probably going to change this until we get to a league that's professional and we actually struggle. You know what I mean? Like we're technically now in the semi-professional levels, so it's like, you know, it's fine. Oh, Snicky, let's go. What's it? 9. So we got a ways to go. Yeah, we started in 20, and this is 9. Snicky with the goal. 9th of the season for Snicky. There we go. Yeah, we started in level 20, and we got up to level 9. That's a free kick the other way here. Or for us, I should say. And we're doing good in the league. We're up to 3rd in the league. We are expected to finish 19th. So 2 seasons ago, we were expected to finish 3rd, and we won the league. Which, like, okay, that's understandable, right? Like, usually the 3rd best team has a possibility of winning the league, you know? Last season, we were expected to finish 9th, and we won the league. This season, we're expected to finish 19th. My lowest team in England was on 5th division, I think. I might try level 20 as soon as well. Interesting. So, this is the reason I call this is the casual save is because all of these players, except for Heinrich, have some homage to CLG. So we had to make the club to keep them at the club. When we created the save, we had to create the club as a professional club, even though they were in amateur leagues, and we had to give them the money to be able to negotiate contracts, knowing that they weren't going to basically make the money back. So, yeah, I remembered. Yeah, so, you know, we finagled the save. But the reason I say that is when you start a level 20 save, everything is amateur. So it's a little bit more difficult because the window is open for 9 months. Players are free to go whenever, offsides on Adams. So I've literally had saves like this where I was playing it legitimately, and I've signed a player in October, and by December he had moved on to another club. Are some of those players playing FM as well? No, these are all. Once you get below the vanilla game in level 6, everybody is because the vanilla game in FM goes to level 6. Once you get to level 7 in England, it's all generated players. So it's just so hard to find the information on some of these teams, you know. I'm sure somebody could do an IRL database with all the player names down to like maybe tier 10. But once you get beyond that, it's almost an impossibility. Spaps inside. Snicky again! 10 on the season in 6 games for Snicky. No, I'm sorry, in 8 games. 10 and 8. Oh, damn, that's like my Philippine League players, so you need to generate play. Yeah, you do. I mean, you can choose to not start the game with any players. But you would have to sign literally the entire squad. Like, literally the entire squad. So, I think actually, what's his name? He's the guy from Chicago. I just talked about him the other night. I literally just talked about him on Friday night to Biz and everyone that was here. Fuck, what was his name? Going off games. He picked Cockfosters to start his save with, and he's had to sign like everybody because he forgot to check add players to team. And yeah, he loaded in with Cockfosters having absolutely no players. So now he's scrambling before the season starts to sign players. So, right. He's a good dude, but he's just he might be a better football manager than me, and I've been playing the game 15 years. So then again, like I said, I never actually cared to learn the game. I just always used third-party software. So this is the first FM I've actually sat down and been like, okay, you know, let's learn things. You've taught me a lot, actually, Pat Witz. I gotta admit. So, right. Myself, Frack. It's fun to learn. It is. It's very fun to learn. So, Snicky. I guess the biggest fear that I have about playing FM is making extra combinations. Yeah, I think the biggest hesitation I have is that I want the teams to play a certain way, right? And sometimes that might not be meta. And I want to be able to still make a successful team that plays a style that isn't meta. Do you know what I mean? And like that's kind of why like I had the 3-4-3, the 3-4-3 diamond I made. So I think Spaps is on. Yeah, Spaps offside. Like the 3-4-3 diamond is very leaky, right? Gegenpress meta is absurd. I love a Gegenpress because the Union currently Gegenpress. Like I've seen my club Gegenpress. He's offsides. So I wanted to copy that Gegenpress style in the game, right? My club doesn't play a 4-3-3, granted, but still, the point is like I've seen the Gegenpress, work at the Union this season, so I wanted to do a Gegenpress, and I do like pressing to win the ball in general, but it's not advisable in low clubs. No, because they don't have the skill for it. Snicky, I think, just straight offsides. No, it's not. It's a corner. But like I had a 3-4-3 diamond, Pat, which you were gonna absolutely shake your head at this, bro. Uh, as soon as I can find the Discord I posted it in. I think I found it. Hold on. That's not it. Later. I want to see it later. No, I got it right now. I got it right now. Here we go. Schedules are weird and they tend to have lower stamina and fitness than worse medical teams. Yes, that's true. More than skill, I'd say it's because they're going to die. That is my 3-4-3 Gegenpress. Okay? I'm sorry, it's not a Gegenpress. That's just my 3-4-3. Pat's going to be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yes, before you say anything, yes, the formation is not defensively sound. That is not the point of the formation. The point of the formation is to score a goal. So, for example, my team becomes so good when we're one man down. What the fuck? Yeah. Are they the Union by any chance? This is kind of three strikers meta? Okay. So I had a save in FM14, Pat, where I ran a 4-3-3, right? Like I did in Gimpo. Two midfielders, one defensive midfielder, two attacking wingers, one striker, right? So I ran that 4-3-3 in Korea in FM14. That was my default. If we were losing the game, right, I switched to that 4-3-3 I posted in chat. Because to me it was like, listen, we're losing the game. We have to do something to draw level. You know what I mean? Like, you won a game with your left back at goalkeeper, nice. Like, that's the one thing I kind of took issue with the one time when Zanko came in here and he's like, don't go very attacking because you're going to concede. And I'm like, if we're down 3-2 and it's beyond the 80th minute, why not risk it? You know what I mean? Like, that's my mindset. Why not go for... You're not picking up any points currently to begin with. So gamble and try to get the goal that gets you level, so that you at least are taking something out of the game. Because if you're 2-1 down and you concede, then you're no longer your stance hasn't changed. Your position hasn't changed, right? If you're 2-1 down and then you concede late and you go 3-1 down, you're still going to not pick up points. So why not go more aggressive and try to get the goal, so at least you can get a point out of the game? Like that's my mindset. And it's the same way when we were ahead. When we were ahead, I had a 4-1-4-1. That was basically one striker at the top, four people along the midfield line. Only the striker is on attack, and the two wide midfielders were on support, and then the two central midfielders were on defend, the DM's on defend, and the whole defensive line's on defend. Because it's like, I don't need to go forward. You know what I mean? It's the 85th minute. We're up a goal. I need to hold on to this. So, like, that was the idea, right? So, I uploaded my 4141 in the Discord. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Wait, what Discord? Dill's Discord? Was it Dill's Discord you uploaded? Was it Bizarre's Discord? Dill's Discord? Yeah. Was it save updates? Or was it save ideas? Oh, I see it. 4141. Boop. I'm just going to click download. There we go. Yeah, updates. Nice. 2-0 at the break. Sneaky in the 4th. Sneaky in the 16th. Here we go. Keep going. We're immediately back into the second half. Here we go. Nice. I downloaded it. Right. Here's second half underway. Frack, Konigun, Sheamus, Parks. Here's Sheamus. Whipped in. Headed away. Good luck. Nice. Thank you. It might make its debut in the Globetrotter save. I think I want to try Mossman's as well. I really want to try Mossman's. Oh my God. Can somebody close him down? Naquali just let run on goal like that. Insane. We had 170 at home, by the way, in attendance. Ikonakun should have played the 1-2. Sheamus made the run for it. You only use that when you had to face weak teams. Got you. I don't like to change my tactic like that. I really only like to have the 3 tactics and for 3 scenarios. Game, normal standard scenario, needing a goal, needing to protect the lead. Like, when you do this stuff up here, this stuff, the tactics, oh, go on. Like that's the only reason I like to do it. I like changing it. I don't like changing it too much. Have you seen Fletch playing in the NACL? A long time ago. I wasn't thinking about tactics when he was, though. He was making subs in minute 5. Really? It was crazy. That is nuts. That is crazy. Here's Sheamus, and he's missing the net. Change the mentality to defensive. You wanted, I think a formation would do better though. Like if I change to a 4-1-4-1 and go defensive, I feel like that's much better because now I have more bodies behind the ball that can soak up pressure. Like that's the idea. Is you just want to be able to soak up pressure and not drift too far forward where you're going to get caught because you have to defend the lead. So, to be fair, the 4-1-4-1 in Korea soaked up a lot of pressure. It did pretty well. He's offsides. Cookies is off. Or drop, have it on a lower block. That's what I usually do with the 4-1. My 4-1-4-1 had a much lower block. And it didn't have, play out of defense on it. Just had, hoof the ball forward. That's headed away. McGowan tried to beat off to the races here. She missed, I think that is. Oh, no, it's Akoni-kun. Great tackle, Akoni-kun. Wow. You don't like low block, it never works for you. So. Maybe I'll launch FM14 and show you the tactic I used. What I like is the lower the line of engagement. I did both. But I didn't move the defensive line up. It was a low block, and then I did a lower line of engagement. And then it was just something like time waste, and retained possession was on, and all the stuff that would be normal time wasting, time soaking things. You know what I mean? Slower tempo, shorter passing. This could be 2-1 here. Heinrich, can he make the save? It's a good block by Jack. I think the first sub might be me and Frack. Frack is coming off for Perver, and I'm going to make Sam Wellman come on for me. Sheamus might be the last sub for Joe Jones. Here's Parks, Sheamus. Oh my God, what a ball. Nobody was on the end of it. Here's Perver, fresh on. Wellman, Twinkle. Jack Lemon. Snicky. Parks on the left. Oh, Cookies. Snicky for Akoni-kun. Twinkle, Sheamus. Back to Twinkle, Sheamus, Akoni-kun. Spaps on the far side, good switch. Terrible ball back to Twinkle. Terrible ball back to Twinkle. Here's James. James, is he going to go? I thought he was going to pass it. It's a good tackle from Wellman. I'm excited on the Community FM. It's my first. Wait, what do you mean on the Community FM? You mean the one that Dill's running? I just realized the ads are here, so we'll stop for the ads. You mean the one Dill's running, or Dill is one of, yeah, oh nice, yeah. I don't like the draft. That's the only thing I don't like. I love the idea. I think it's awesome from Dill to do it. But I think I'm just not a big fan of drafts for the sport. That's all. When I did FMNL, I thought that was the best possible way a competition could have been run. Outside of using that awkward Dutch website that we had to put the results into. Draft makes it more interesting. I think the competition that I was in, that was FMNL, draft. I know draft is the standard for PvP. I'm well aware. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the draft. I just personally don't like the draft. But I liked what we did in FMNL was that basically FMNL was like it was run like the Club World Cup. I'm not the Club World Cup. It was run like the FM World Cup. You were in a group. Your group got assigned a team, right? Everybody in that group used that team, period. So I got assigned, my group was Almere City. So when I played, Almere City was playing Almere City. And so all the players were exactly the same. So there couldn't be an advantage because all the players were exactly the same with the exact same attributes. It was all down to tactics. That's what I liked about it. Even though I did terrible in it, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a great way to host the tournament. So, yeah, I really liked it. So, I understand the draft, though, because, I mean, who doesn't love a good draft? Fantasy sports is drafting, let's be real. You know? That's true. Yeah, that I get. That's totally fair. I've done that, too, before as well. Ash Taylor is off with a red card, a straight red card. He went 2 feet in on Spaps, and Glosses up North End are now down to 10 men. Here's Sheamus, Cookies, Spaps on the right-hand side. Spaps Cut back for Cookies. Cookies. Wellman. Spaps. Perver. Wellman. Perver. Where's the cross? Wellman. Spaps. Turn. Twinkle. Cookies. Somebody's got to stop playing with their back to fucking goal, man. Like, turn. Be willing to shoot. Wellman going for... Wellman's had enough of the shoot. Sam Wellman! Well, we said somebody's got to shoot. Sam Wellman took it on himself. The Avenue opened up top, bins that score. What a goal. Great goal. What a strike. You just don't like downloaded tactics? They were banned. So like the 4-3-3 FM World Cup tactic that like God, what's the guy's name from Indonesia? The one that won it. The guy that won it. Like his downloadable tactics were banned. You weren't allowed to run them. So that's what I thought was neat. You had to come up with your own tactic. I used this tactic. I used this one because I didn't know any better. But you can counter that. Yeah. But I used this one, and people were like, oh, just remember, you can't use the tactic. I'm like, dude, I'm going to have a Matsala, Regista, Ram, Deutscher, and Libero. I think we're fine. Like, you know what I mean? I think we're quite fine. You ain't got to worry about me, brother. I'm American. I don't know what the word tactic means. Let's be real. Spaps, Cookies, Perver, Cookies should have gone first time. Anderson makes a great save. So. But yeah. I would love to do that again and run that 3-4-3. Because I ran that 3-4-3 that I linked you in Portugal 3rd Division, and it was wild. Every game was like 4-3, 5-3, 5-2, 3-2. Like, it was insane. It was insane how wild the games were. Like, that's why I like that formation, because it just made the games fun. Even if we didn't win the games, like some of the games, they were just the most entertaining thing ever. Like, it was just, yeah, 3-striker tactic was about, yeah. I mean, that formation is so offensively charged that, you know, I told the other guys I was in the save with, I said, listen, we're going to concede like 2 goals a game, which I think we actually averaged over the course of the season. I said, but we're going to score a hell of a lot more. And that was the whole premise of the tactic. And that's exactly what we did. I got to scroll up and find out what we did. 4 save, 1 idiot. Or no, 1 save, 4 idiots was what it was called. We played. That's 14. Hold on. So 35 and 23 through 14. And then the second half of the season. Nope, hold on. That went too far. Okay, so we played 32 games. We conceded 59 goals, but we scored 77. So it was absolutely fucking nuts. Like, that's just crazy work, you know what I mean? But like, that's what I mean. Like, every game was entertaining, man. I never really played out a boring ass 0-0 with that tactic. So, we won the league by a point using it as well. A Konikun that's over the top. 4 minutes of added time. That's the corner. He's offsides. Sorry, he's offsides. Right. Nicely done. This should be the final whistle. This should be the final whistle. 3-0 over Glossop North End. Snicky in the 4th, Snicky in the 16th. Sam Wellman in the 78th after Ash Taylor was dismissed from play in the 68th. 3-0, we run out winners. Abacus Media Rochdalians run out a 0-0 draw. That will end Abacus Media's 100% record. It leaves only Addingham as a team with a 100% record left in the league. Hattersley hosting Trafford. Robertson 73rd minute goal, the only goal of the occasion. Hattersley will run out 1-0 winners at home. It bumps Trafford down to 9th. Hattersley jump to 6th. Stockport Georgians hosting Sandbach United. Clark's 35th minute goal. Finley in the 48th made it 2-0. Stockport Georgians. Hart got one back in the 64th, and then for Sandbach United. And then Bayer was dismissed from play in the 78th minute. But Stockport Georgians scored anyway with Cooper and added time at the end of the second half. 3-1 winners, they run out. Stockport Georgians, the win puts them up on 3 points and up to 13th. Sandbach United are going to slip down into 19th. Stone Old Alaneans versus Avro. It was Finelli in the 5th minute, and then again in the 26th, that time from the penalty marker, to give Stone Alaneans, Old Alaneans, a 2-0 lead. Jones got one back for Avro in the 71st, but they couldn't find the equalizer. And Stone Old Alaneans will pick up their first win of the season. They jump up to 18th, out of the relegation zone off the back of that. Trafford, in the meanwhile, are going to sit they're going to slip to 9th. Warrington, Rylands, and Hanley at Dew's 6th, 24th minute goals, and again in the 38th from the penalty marker, gave Warrington Rylands a 3-0 lead. Nash got one back in the 58th for Hanley to try and give them hope, but then Adams was dismissed from play in the 77th, and that ended all hope. Warrington Rylands with a big win. They move up to 7 points and 12th position. Hanley slipped further into the relegation zone on just a single point. Wythenshawe Town hosting Warrington Town. It was Earsterling's 61st minute goal before Kevin Williams' 72nd minute strike gave Warrington Town a 2-0 lead on the road. Bacau in the added time at the end of the second half got one back for Wythenshawe Town, but they couldn't find an equalizer. It was too far gone the game by then. Wythenshawe Town will slip to 8th place. Warrington Town actually jump up to 3rd ahead of us. We are up to 4th with the win. It pushes Glossop North End down into 15th place. We're 5 games into the season. It is a 46 game season, I think. 46 games. 46 game season. Post-match press conference. Let's kick this off with the first question from Nathaniel Kane at the non-league paper. We were excellent. 279 minutes since Kevin Heinrich has conceded. Sneaky was incredible. Right. And that is that. We're going to have a quick save. That's the end of the episode on YouTube. This was episode 252. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Episode 253, one more league game, and then I think we have the FA Cup first qualifying round, so we'll see you for that one next. Until then, take care.